Hey, SlowMoe here to show you a little bit of my nation's race from this past weekend. So, sorry it took me a day or so to get this up here, but Sunday was a wonderful holiday day here in the Midwest. The weather has been just fantastic. Couldn't ask for more. Got to spend some good time with the family yesterday. So, really enjoying the holiday weekend. The Nations race, and I'll be honest, I did two of them. The first one, for whatever reason, I didn't save it. I kind of forgot about it. And then I jumped right back in and did a second. So qualified okay. I was a little disappointed with where I qualified here, showing up in 10th position. Thought I could do a little bit better. I thought I had another half second to leave on the track, and I just didn't find it. But um, this was a really exciting nations race, and we're going to go through it. I'm not going to show every single lap, but we're definitely going to go through the first couple, and we'll do a couple lap skips and kind of go through it here. But starting out in 10th position, and honestly, that's not a bad spot to start. It's not great either, though, for those of you guys who notice or who do a lot of racing. You'll notice in this particular lobby, this is a C-rated lobby, C as in Charlie. There's a lot of drivers that are not driving the Porsche, and there's other people in here doing all kinds of stuff. Now, turn one turns into absolute chaos. Just look at this. I mean, everybody bumping and grinding. It's a little wild. So I, as quickly as possible, took a couple of positions there. So now I am from 10th to 8th. Huge dive bombing. Go right ahead. I kind of tried to get myself under control. I noticed, and I'm going to go back here just to kind of show these last couple seconds here. I noticed this watching a lot of other folks that there were some glitchy issues during this Nations week. And drop in the comments if you experience this as well. But watch as we go into this turn. You'll see that I get bumped out. And watch the field as they almost reset back into the track. It's the craziest thing. So, if you remember, I was in P8 going into that turn. Gained one position through that chaos. I'm in 7th. Here's 6th. Looking up P5. And one thing I will add, I have started off on the racing softs for Nations. I know a lot of people's theory is to go mediums first. I chose to go softs. I also did not want to fight anybody for a position. If you want to buy me, I'll let you buy. Let's see what our lap times can do to put us in a better position or worse position. So, this stub head kind of forced or dove his way by me. No problem. Have at it. So, a lot of people getting their penalties. Next thing you know, the first lap is, now finishing, and I look up and I'm in P3. One lap, 5 positions. I don't know what that says about my competition or the lobby itself, but I think for me, that makes me feel pretty good. Right? So you'll notice the field splits up a little bit here. You've got myself, you've got Wench, you've got Devin, somebody who I've been racing a lot of nations with, who is only a couple spots back behind me. One of the better names in a long time, who departed. And I think he is stuck behind Stubhead and his parts at this moment. As you can see, Stubhead's probably using the brake indicator, hitting brakes at really weird spots. So back up to the front of the pack. I did get a half-second penalty here in the second lap. And really, again, trying to keep the tires down, keep my traction in place, keep the car pointed in the right direction, moving fast. I got a little bit of room here, so you'll see that he's a little bit of a straight back behind me, and somebody right behind him coming around the corner. These guys, I would speculate, either didn't practice enough. You can tell that Stubhead here is racing on a pad because he's just shimmying and shaking all over the track. In the meantime, you've got some of those up here who are driving wheels, nice and smooth. So smooth. Look at this. Oh, smooth. And this back up to 4th. And I got to give a shout out to I Am Mullet. Appreciate you doing all the practice that I got to watch. I really did everything I could to pull your gear, your gear and shift points, break point strategy. And honestly, it worked really well for me. Second lap there being a 123, it's okay. I was running faster laps than qualies. I think I put up a 121.5 or something in that area, and was really happy with my qualifying practice lap. So, to see if I could bring any of that to life in the actual nations is a whole other story. Now, the other thing you'll notice here is we're getting 1, 2, and 3 right here, and there are some position changes with our front group here before the end of the race that I'll go through with you. But look at the gap that we've developed to the 4th position here. Who he can't keep it together, Chunky Monkey, who farted now in 4th. And we're on the straight, and they're not even there yet. So really, really pretty significant gap. And then as you get farther back from them, even a little bit of the bigger gap going back. So let's go back up to the front of the end of the straightaway. You've got Devin and the Winch, who are really battling for 1st and 2nd place. And as a lesson, I will share that battling is not equal to speed. You simply cannot be as fast as you want to be on the track if you're constantly battling. You'll see lap 3 here, or 4, excuse me. I'm showing purple first section. I feel like I was really doing a good job in the 1st section, 2nd section, even the 3rd section to, stay fast, stay in the right shift point, stay in the right gear, keep the car on track, all the things I needed to do to be successful in these missions. You'll see there that Winch had a half second. Memory serves, I don't think that half second was enough for me to overpass him. So we're gonna do a couple lap skips here. Obviously, this is a long race. Watching the softs. Oh, I take that back. I guess that the half second is maybe what got my position when it back. Or is it something else? Let's see. What does Winch do here that causes him to lose a position? Oh, we went all the way back to lap 4. We didn't want to watch that. Alright, so yeah, it must have been the half second that I passed him. So 2nd, here comes Winch, and you'll see, he's got a good line. He's got good pace. He's 3rd, so he's not coming out of that in 4th like I was. I'd also be interested if any of those of you out there watching are, maybe consider yourself a coach of some sort, or you consider yourself an expert. How important is it to be in the higher gear whenever possible coming out of my understanding of that is the higher gear, you're going to get to a higher speed faster. And you'll see here that, through the curvy section, Winch is definitely closing on me. I might not have the best line or pace through that section. He's right on me. One thing I will say is I think I'm hitting the apexes pretty well. Trying to stay on those. I may be a little cautious. I think probably one of my weaknesses there. I don't want to spin out. So coming into the straightaway, I'm definitely in 4th going up that hill. So there you go. There's an example of kind of what I'm talking about. You can get up to that speed, but I think it took me a little longer. So we're going to skip ahead a couple laps here. You see no position changes yet. We are at lap 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, there's 7, there's 8, oh, and there was a position change there in 8, you'll see me right behind him. Who Farted has gone in for tires coming off the softs after 8 laps, so I don't know if he'd allowed a dirty air and shoot him up or what happened, but if you look at my softs, they're still in really good shape here. So my target was lap 10 or 11 for the tire change, so let's see. So let's go ahead and skip ahead just a little bit here. And you'll see that the Winch is pulled away from me just a little bit on that last lap. A little bit further on this lap. And here we go, lap 11. the three of us come in. Oh, I'm sorry, Winch is still out. So Devin, myself, and P4 behind me have all come in. A little sip of coffee in the pits, and out we go. So lap 11, coming out of the pits in P3 made me pretty happy. You know, nothing like maintaining your position through a pit stop. That's a big deal for me. As I self-admittedly don't drive as well in traffic, the more space I have, the faster I'm going to be. And I have to admit, you know, I know there's been a lot of talk about this track and was it the right track for Nations. I like this track. I really enjoy driving it. I'm glad they gave us some cars with a little giddy up. Normally, I do shy away from these cars as they're so fast. Sometimes it can be a little bit hard to drive. But when you put them on, you know, a driver's track like this, that you're just not flooring it all the time, you really kind of have to maneuver and finesse it around. Puts me in a position where I feel like I've got a position. I mean, personally, I think I am a better driver on the more technical tracks. The less technical it is, then, you know, I may not do as well. But again, trying to hit my apexes as much as possible into fourth towards the straightaway, and off we go. Look at the gap between me and P3. I mean, my goodness, he's already gone into this section here. And then the gap from him to 1 is almost mind-boggling. So 1, 2, and 3 are just really far apart from each other. And then 4 actually is kind of trailing on me. So Hoofard is doing his best to keep up and to try and catch up with me. Although I don't believe he caught up to me. Let's kind of watch from his perspective and find out. Yeah, he's closing. I wonder if he's overdriving to try and catch. But again, I'm going to speculate Mr. Fart is a pad driver, just by the way he's turning. You know, the turn, it's almost like an oversteer, I guess you would call it, where they're turning far and they have to like let off and let the car correct. There you go. That's just harder to control. So there's Winch going into the pits. He ran 12 laps on his softs, and that might be a bit much, but it looks like he did pretty well with it. And he's going to be coming out of the pits. He's out. And you've got 1, 2, and 3. Devin, Winch, me, and Hoofard is back in number 4 still. So we got a couple laps left. So really, I guess the smallest gap that we're looking at is 3 to 4. There's some folks back there as well, but man, 1 and 2 have just absolutely run away. Absolutely run away. Look at this. So back to me in 3. And we're going to go ahead and watch the last 2 laps here. You know, just kind of checking out the pace, watching the shift points and the brake points. I do remember at this point thinking to myself, you know, I want to say I had maybe a 3 or a 4 second gap between myself and who farted back there. And my thought process was stay fast, you know, hopefully hold that gap up and keep my consistency there. So if you look at my lap times, you know, 23, 22, 24, 28. 28 wasn't the best one, right? 24, 39, not great. 29, 14 to pit. 23, I'm sorry, 13. I don't understand why it's got that. It's weird on the right-hand side. 10, 11, 14, 13, 14, whatever. Anyway, consistency was my big goal here to make the point. So, coming around here, trying to stay on that apex, keep it in fourth. 120 was the target MPH. Apex there. shifting down in the gears to get the car to turn back up to get down onto the gas. All the way down to first for this corner, back to third. Get it around, onto the gas, giddy up, goat. I struggle with this turn, admittedly. And guess what? Number 2 spins out going up the hill. Lucky, lucky me. I got 1 lap to go, pass him on the straight there, and really enough momentum and charge there to where, man, all I got to do is keep my pace. So lap 14, 122.9, not my fastest, but it will do considering I am on the mediums. I'm trying to be cautious, but still fast. So one thing I will say, if you're a lower level driver, my personal strategy, and you guys are welcome to put your comments or thoughts about this in the chat there. My personal strategy is I like to start off on softs. When things are chaotic and there's a lot of drivers close, I want the softer tires to be able to maneuver around and or stick with people. Once we get into some space like this and people are generally more farther apart, I feel like I have a better opportunity to manage my mediums and any slip-ups that I might have, where I'm less likely to have somebody just bump me into the shadow realm, and I can just keep my car on track and ready to roll. Here you go, here's Chunky Monkey and 12th that I have now lapped, which that's not a common occurrence for me to lap anybody. I think, if I'm not mistaken, on the previous Nations, I didn't get lapped, but I was in that area. So here you go, come through. Final turn into the straightaway. SlowMoe holding a wonderful second position. And it's not going to be taken away. Oh, was that who farted? Going for a... Or do I have that backwards? I got to go back. Let's see that. What was going on here? I don't know. That might have been kind of dirty on who farted. Point. Let's go back a little bit. So who farted comes around the turn. He's on him. He's got the speed. All he's got to do is pass. He fakes. Yeah, I don't know. I think Mr. Fart, that might have been a little skeptical, buddy. Let's go back and look. Let's see. Was there something that caused him to... Maybe not. Oh, look at this. You see our buddy spinning out in the grass over there, coming around the turn. I mean, honestly, I don't know why he went for that pit maneuver. It's a great juke, but, you know, you had the speed, you had everything. Oh, that's why. He cut you off. Okay. Okay. Yeah, good race by all. Devin, me, you farted, Winch. You know, I think the top 4 really did a pretty good job. I will say that little move at the end by Winch, which, to be honest, everybody's going to block their position on the last straight coming into the last the checkered flag. So I don't necessarily think that's too terrible. It ain't great, but what are you going to do? Congrats to Devin. Really good race. You know, he had the lead and pretty much took off with it. I barely saw him for most of the race. So congrats to you. Good race, buddy. I hope everybody else had as much fun during Nations as I did this week. Looking forward to what we're going to get next on Wednesday. And we'll see you guys, we'll see you out on the track. So hopefully everybody enjoys the rest of your holiday weekend. Thanks for stopping by. Cheers. Riverside down. Adios.